Now we can get to color. I'm a black and white fan myself, but here's the finished product, and here is where we started. Now some of you may be eagle-eyed and notice this is not the same drawing that you saw me draw. This is a second version because I didn't like the first version. Okay, so now we have our stencils and we can start coloring the hair. I'm going to use the felt pen, which is close to a marker. And I usually use the oil brush or the watercolor brush, but I'm going to use the felt pen for the first time, almost live before your very eyes. Now, I've chosen my base color, and here you see my color palette here. And I'm starting in with the hard tip felt pen and laying down my strokes. And here we see the felt tip pens that are available. Now, why did I choose the felt pen, the hard tip, rather than any of the other ones? So, one, because this hard tip gives a better blending, as we'll see when I go into the hair. See how it goes right in with no effort. You know, that's a pretty good job there. And my base color the same. Now, since this is supposed to be like a marker, you know, are you going to see streaks and strokes? It streaks in the strokes, so that's common. And here's the reason why I chose in the hard tip. And I'm going to show you what happens with the blending with the other markers. So here I'm using the blending. So I'm using the blending marker right now, and I'm not really enjoying the way it's blending. I have to put a little bit of work into this. That's pretty nice right there. But here's the blending. Here's the hard tip, which I'm using to color this face with. And you see it starts blending right away. And I like what's happening. So I get a nice middle tone there. And I like that. So this is why I chose the hard tip. And then I did a little too much blending there. So that's what happens with artists. Never know when to stop. Now this is the cap off marker, felt pen. And it's dry, so it's not going to really blend. And here's the soft marker, which is very dry also. So there's not really going to be much blending there. So now you see why I chose the hard tip. So either one of the first two hard tip or blending markers should work very well. Just depends on your temperament. And mine goes toward the hard tip. All right, so let's get back to coloring. After that, pause for the cause. And let's start on the skin. So I have my base color. I did with the fill. And I'm going to use dark shadow to start with. Dark shadows. That was a film and a TV show, neither of which I have watched or seen at all, and don't have any inclination to do so. So I used to, when I first started coloring, painting, I used to go from light to dark. But then as I got older, I saw that other artists were going from dark to light. And so I thought that was the way it was supposed to be done. How naive of me. So I changed my technique to do that. And I really wasn't liking the results, and I thought that was just because I just really didn't understand the concept. But really, I've found out since then that it doesn't have to be done that way. And I've gone back to working from light to dark, and I prefer that better. So now you can see that, there's strokes, and I'm really not liking the way that looks. And even though the hard tip works for blending from one color to another, blending into itself is not going to happen. And there's no blender marker. Well, actually, maybe I could have used the blending marker on top of the hard tip. I'll have to try that. See, I'm just thinking about this now. So anyway, I decided to cheat and use the palette knife for blending, which is my go-to tool for blending. And I like the way the results are when I use that. So here you see the palette knife at work. And it's blending just the way I want, just the way I want it to look, nice and smooth. There's a technique you could use with markers that make the strokes look good. Like, it looks pretty good there on the hair. Like, I don't really mind that. But there's a problem. See, I have these white areas around the lines, and that's because when I was using a palette knife, there was nothing on the other side of that line to help with the blending, so it created this halo effect. So I have to give it a little bit more color beyond the hair area. Even though I did like that highlight under the chin, I'm going to take it out for now because I want the blending to be smooth. So there has to be enough color there for that to happen. And I can always add that highlight under the chin when I go back. Okay, so I'm adding some mid-tones, mid-highlight tones now. And going back and forth and blending there. Now I've inverted the stencil because I want to get rid of that chin music. Now I'm not going to be able to finish this because I want to kind of work in real time. I did speed up a little bit of that when I was using the hard tip on the face. But I try to keep it as much real time as possible, but this will make the video too long if I did it. So now I'm working on the lips. And have the lips on another layer because I like the flexibility until I make sure everything is the way I want. Then I'll merge that down. And working on another layer gives me the ability to erase without disturbing any of the other colors or any other part of the art that I've already done. So just tightening that up a little bit. And some darkness in the nostrils. It's always dark in the nostrils. And I think that's going to be it for right now. I will finish this up. Well, you already saw that it is finished. That's it for today. Please share, like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you don't miss any future videos. And please support me on Patreon so I can give you more videos. And remember, just create. Bye.